Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at Ethereum and my trade setup on ETH. Now, ETH has got, let's start off with the 4-hour medium-term time frame, and ETH has got a really nice ABC setup, as I'm showing you. And the entry on this would be around 4,794. Now, Ethereum also has the holy mother of gigantic ABCs I've ever seen. So I'm going to jump onto a weekly time frame here. And as you can see, we've got a pretty insane macro time frame ABC. Now, this high was made back in 2021. So this is a 4-year, almost a 4-year long ABC in the making. So what exactly does this mean for us? Let's investigate and discuss it a little bit further. Let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. Right, so as you can see, I'm also in a long trade with ETH, and this was taken off this particular local low here, just because ETH was looking pretty bullish. I got in slightly late on that entry, but again, I was willing to risk 1 or 2 stops just to make sure that I am in a long trade, because ETH has been powering up to the upside and has been very, very bullish. Okay, so going back to this ABC short. Now, when we have such a macro ABC, as I showed on the weekly time frame, you have to use a little bit of common sense and a little bit of intelligence and think what is likely going to happen on this macro line. Now, you're going to have a bunch of traders, retail included, that as we approach this all-time high of ETH, they're going to enter long. Yeah, it's a reasonable assumption to make. However, let's just imagine for a second that we run an exchange. Yeah, we see a bunch of long positions opening at this all-time high or slightly below it. Obviously, it's in our best interest to short the market and to liquidate some of these late longs here. And this is a very, very common theme that occurs, and this is why a lot of breakout traders get wrecked. Now, breakout trading is totally fine if you're in the heat of a bull market and there's a lot of retail money that's coming in, and each time you break an existing all-time high, there's a very good chance that we're going to pump to the upside. Now, the same can happen here. This could just be a little bit of manipulation, and it's going to liquidate a lot of late longs here, and then it's going to push to the upside. So we could retrace 50% back down to here, liquidate all of those late long positions, and then push up. So that would be a very bullish case for ETH, and what could happen then is we could come back and retest this previous all-time high, confirming it as support, and then make our moves higher. So that is the bullish case. Let's talk about the bearish case and why I have entered short. And this short is mainly a hedge trade to my long position, but if we start getting down to these areas here, then that will be confirming the short bias, and more than likely the cycle top is in for Ethereum, and that we're going to be entering an extended downtrend period. So that could look something like this: retrace down to 50%, come back up, maybe retest the all-time high again, and then enter our downtrend period. Now, I like to put myself in those favorable positions, in those advantageous positions. I don't like to be checking the charts every 5 minutes. Don't get me wrong, I do like to look at the charts frequently, but it's more just to confirm my positions and not from a place of being anxious about my entries or anxious about which way the chart is going, which way the price action is going. And by entering this macro short position, we are putting ourselves in that advantageous position should this dump to the downside. Now, yes, there's a good chance it could just push past here and start making all-time highs and enter price discovery. But that's why I'm in this long over here, so I'm covered on both sides. If you have any questions, guys, just leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.